Today, I want to introduce you to Nick. He set up his Meta ads for his insurance agency in Texas, and it was already getting qualified leads completely on his own. But when we looked at his ad account, we found some real issues in his campaign structure, ad creative, and the way that his lead frameworks were set up that was quietly eating his budget without him even realizing. My name is Christian Jamal. I've spent well over $100 million on Meta and Google ads across more than 20 industries, and running and optimizing ads is all I do all day long. And in this video, I'm gonna walk you through Nick's ad account from A to Z, showing him what to add to his copy to build instant credibility, the creative strategy that'll keep his ads working longer, and the tracking setup that most people skip, and that tells you exactly where you're making money. So if you're running ads for any business, you're gonna walk away knowing exactly what to fix to start getting more qualified leads for less money. All right, perfect. So when it comes down to like the goal for today, what I want to do is dive into your business, understand exactly like the service you're trying to advertise. We're gonna then dive into your account, like audit the actual ads, the audience, the copy, the creatives, all that stuff. And I know before we started recording, you were also telling me that you were getting some weirdos in the funnel. So we can definitely take a look at that, because typically the problems I always see people have is either low quantity, low quality, low show rate, or the phone numbers don't work. So those are the four most common problems people have when it comes to Facebook ads. So we'll dive into that and see which ones you may be facing, and then how we can fix them. So right now, tell me about like your current stage. Like, what is your business doing per month? How much of that is attributed to the ads? And I know you just started, so it's probably not going to be much, but just like for the viewers to have like context.
Yeah. So I run like a life insurance agency, right? And basically, we recruit a lot and we help a lot of clients. And I've never ran ads for this before, like ever. Last year I hired a marketing team for like 6 months. Great thing is they helped me put out a lot of content because they were local. So they shot a bunch of stuff, but we wanted to run like more recruiting ads to find people that either wanted to become agents or that were already agents. And I just think that wasn't like their skill set. If I went the client side, they probably could have helped me better, but that's what we were focused on. Because in my opinion, every new person that comes into my business, that's a whole new network of people. So every recruit, if you will, I get, that might be 30, 40, 50 contacts, warm leads, warm referrals, all of that. Where if we're running for a client, like that's one person. And then maybe you get a couple referrals if you do a good job, right? So I've been focused more on that side. So we literally just spun these ads up like when I bought your course, and I did the free one. I was like, this is amazing, upgraded, and then implemented everything on the Meta side and started running the instant form ads, right? And the big thing is for my personal recruiting. I have almost 300 licensed agents around the country that work for me. And, you know, some people are better recruiters than others. And we're in 2026. And so the old school, like, you know, going and walking around the mall or going and doing this crazy stuff to meet people.
Can you imagine doing that?
No. And I'm like, my circle's small outside of like business, and I have 2 kids now. And like, so like I need to meet people without going anywhere, right? And I think a lot of people are doing things online. And so it's like, why am I gonna go do all that stuff, or go sit in a networking event, talk to people I don't want to talk to? Or I can run some good ads and I can have people come to me that want to do business with me, right? And so I was like, all right, we got to figure this out. And so I started testing it myself a couple weeks ago, which we'll pull that up soon. And then if it works, I'm going to just basically duplicate that inside of my team. I already have like 20 people that are like, hey, whatever you're doing, let me do it, because they see we're bringing in new people. And so I think we're going to scale it like pretty fast, but I just wanted to be the one who tested it first.
I think when it comes to your type of business as well, recruiting agents is not just good overall, but that gives you also leverage as an agency owner to be able to recruit for your top teams, which will make them much more sticky within your agency, because they're always going to go on Instagram and see someone at this other company made X amount of money, and like it's probably their like one-off month, and 50% of that is going to get charged back, but then they see the shiny object syndrome and starts kicking in, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, let's do it. So when it comes down to your goal for this meeting, like what do you hope to get out of it, like ultimate objective?
Yeah. So basically, hey, what are a couple things that we could do to maybe optimize? So I did do like the 2-factor, like the phone verification. So that's good, because before when I was doing this, we weren't doing that. And yeah, we might have got more leads, but if you can't talk to them, you can't talk to them, right? So that's been a big one. I haven't really automated like the texting and the follow-up yet, just because I wanted to control the conversation, and I wanted to be able to find what was working. So I built an automation inside my high level that text me the second the lead comes in, and then I
Makes
text
sense.
them and call them like right away. So I'm like manually running the leads right now, just because I wanted to like see what worked and didn't work, and then we can train an AI or we can train automations and stuff to do that.
I think that's super smart. I completely agree with that. I feel like a lot of people, they just try to hop into a bunch of automations before they validate what text messages people are actually receptive to. And plus, you being the owner, like it shows them that you're in the game and not just like running a business, but actually doing nothing. You know what I mean? So like, I agree with that. Okay, cool. So let's do that. I want to ask you if you don't mind to go ahead and share your screen.
Okay.
We're gonna go through your ad account. The first thing I want to look at is like the overall structure, because since you went through the click to client modules, it's probably likely that you already have everything correct, but I want to see what we can take to the next level. You know what I'm saying? So
Okay.
let's go ahead and do that. All right, perfect. So we're looking at last 30 days. You spent $342, got 32 leads, $10.71. How many of these 32 leads do you think you had conversations with?
Conversations, I would say I've been able to get a reply from, I would say, about half of the ones that to 3/4 of the ones that I worked with. So me and my wife had another baby last week, so I had one of my guys kind of take over, at least to try to get back to them. And let's just say I need to duplicate the system before I pass it off to anybody else, right?
Makes sense.
And but the ones I've talked to, I've been able to like get on the phone or set a Zoom with most of them. And then once we hop on there, we find out if they're kind of a fit or not. But, you know, out of like 30-ish leads we brought in so far, I've converted 7 of them.
7 out of 32. That's insane. Especially the fact that you're running $20 a day, which is usually like quote unquote below like the recommended amount to start off.
Yeah.
Which is insane. So you're getting about 2 leads a day. 7 leads have converted off of $342. I mean, what is that math? 342 divided by 7. That's $48 per new agent.
Yeah. And
Maybe we shouldn't post this video. That's crazy. I know people that would pay $2,000 for a new agent, so that's amazing.
Well, also, I mean, there's other there's lead companies out there that sell like recruiting leads, and they're like, you know, 30-40 bucks a pop just for the lead. So
100%. All right, sick. So let's do that. So I see that you're using the strategy that follows the new Andromeda update. I think you might want to expand into multiple ad sets over time, but I think your budget, it's smarter to keep it in one. Here, you kind of have 2 options, either one ad set at $20 or 2 ad sets at 10. I think the fact that you did one at 20, that's totally fine, and probably the strategy that I would follow as well. So now just click on Life Insurance Agent Texas.
yeah, that's literally why I did it. I was thinking like, well, if I'm only gonna spend 20 bucks right now, that would be like $5 per ad set, and then I'm spending like $1 per ad. That doesn't make sense.
100%. And right now you have active, or do you have 3 active with 1 being turned off? Is that correct?
Yeah, I turned this one off.
The drafts that you have, are they valuable to you, or can you discard the draft so we can like clean up the screen?
Yeah, I can definitely delete this. I'm not even sure what happened there. So when I first launched them, I didn't, because it was more like, you know, we recruit people like 1099, right? So it's not really employment. So I didn't check like the employment box or the financial services box. And then they like went through, and then 5 minutes later they got flagged for being employment. And then I like fought it with Meta, and they approved it. And then the next day they shut it off. And so I just marked it as employment, but then that messed up all the targeting. And so that's why there's a couple of things in here. But yeah, we can delete the drafts.
Yeah, so top right, if you want to click discard drafts next to review and publish.
Top right, discard drafts. Okay.
Discard. It's probably going to kick us out, and we might have to go back to the actual ads section. So, okay, perfect. So click on campaigns again.
Okay.
Click on the active one, and then click on the ad set.
Okay.
The fact that this is 3/18, it's not even 30 days. All right, perfect. So click on that as well. All right, awesome. So smart, I like it. You started with 4 ads, deleted the one that got us the $31 cost per result. Not deleted, turn it off. And then you have 3 more active ones. I like how I can see here you have where it says add 1 copy. You probably duplicated that one and changed the creative, which is kind of like what I tell people to do to save time as well, which is definitely super smart. Add one copy actually has good potential to be like your winner since you have one lead at $12. If you do the math, if you get a second lead, you're instantly at 6, which will put it already to be your best one. So that is not validated yet. So we can go through and see what that looks like later down the line. All right, perfect. So let's go ahead and click on each one of these ads and click edit.
Okay. So just start at the top.
Yeah, let's do that. So click edit. We're going to go through the ad side and then we'll work our way back because the campaign side, the ad set side is not as relevant as the actual creative just because of Meta's new update. So this is probably going to be the biggest feedback we do here. Okay, so let's let this load, see if it adjusts. Okay, perfect. So this is one of the type of creatives that a lot of people don't like, but I personally love. We call those ugly ads, which means like ads that you haven't spent an absurd amount of time creating the creative, but they convert really well. So I think that's really good. So scroll down to the creative section. Perfect. So it's like very straight to the point. It's like we're looking for life insurance agents. I'm guessing very likely you're not getting people looking for jobs, but you're getting people already licensed. Is that correct?
Yeah, and that was the goal for this. Eventually, like I want to expand it to more like opportunity people that aren't in the industry already. But I figured like while I figure it out, like if I said I'm looking for life insurance agents, if you're not a life insurance agent, you're gonna skip it, and if you are, you're gonna be like, hey, maybe this is for me.
Makes sense. Okay, cool. So let's scroll down a little bit. Let me see the primary text. Hold on. All right. So most life agents don't have work ethic problem. They have a platform problem. They're licensed in Texas and still not where. If you're licensed in Texas, still not where you want to be. Read this. Too many agents are stuck with low payouts, no real mentorship, no systems that actually convert, limited growth. We've been working with agents who want structure, better systems, a real plan to growth. It's not for everyone. This is for someone who is licensed. I like that. Is comfortable using Zoom, working from home and a laptop. Good. Is this partially AI written or is that you?
I used AI to write most of it and tweaked a couple things.
Okay, good. So this copy is actually really good. I would actually grade this probably like an 8 out of 10. You can definitely leverage this to a little bit of a higher level. Don't get me wrong, like this is gonna work even if you don't change it. But typically for primary text, I follow a principle called PPPC, which is pain, promise, proof, call to action. If you see what you have here, you have pain and promise and then call to action. You're lacking the proof. You just said you have 300 agents. Why not use that? You know what I mean? So you can say with over 300 agents on average making whatever, $12,000 a month, something like that. Now, keep in mind that typically when you're talking about numbers and case study level numbers, like if you're talking about the average agent is making $15,000, that is good and bad at the same time. It's good in the fact that it gives you credibility, but it's bad in the fact that some people might not believe you. I'll give you an example. So I used to have a program called Agency Blueprint about 2 years ago. We scaled our marketing company to around $700,000 a month. And I was telling people, hey, this is what I did. Let me show you how I did it. And no one believed us because that number is so far-fetched to people, you know? So I actually stopped saying that and the ads perform better. So for you, if your agents are killing it, that's great. But just use like an average that is more believable to certain people. And even if you don't want to talk about numbers of like revenue, I would still talk about how many agents you have because that is a huge credibility lever. You can say over 300 agents are already taking advantage of this system. So that's for the primary text. But I like that. I like the fact that you're using the emojis. Typically for the check marks, I like to use the green one to contrast the red and green. But again, these are fine as well. And I like the fact that you're very strict on the qualification on who it is. What you could do as well is you can test a version of this primary text that is flipped. So right now you're going pain into promise. You can do promise into pain. So you can start off with most life insurance agents don't have a work ethic problem. They have a platform problem. You can also split test different hooks because typically with agents, their biggest pain point is not selling because most companies they go to can help them sell to some degree. I mean, at least in today's day and age with how many people can generate leads online and things like that. The problem they face is that they teach them the wrong things to sell with the wrong sales techniques. So they teach them how to oversell to get the biggest commissions. They end up getting a bunch of chargebacks. So a lot of these agents can be sitting on a lot of debt. Now, that is an angle we could take, but then it also could be a negative angle for you, because if you're going to bring them to your organization, they come with bad sales habits, things like that. So obviously this is up to you to decide, you know?
Yeah. So in our industry, there's something, it's like almost like a credit report. It's called a vector. And like, it'll let us know how much debt they have. And if they have debt, like we won't even bring them on.
There you go. So that's perfect.
Because
So I like this angle then. I like the platform angle. Also keep in mind, the things that help people switch organizations the most are like tangible things. So no real mentorship, even though I agree with you, I think that something a little bit more tangible might work better. So for example, we give our agents free CRM. We give our agents leads at cost. We give our agents X amount of things. I mean, obviously, you don't have to make it like crazy. So like if you give the agents leads, you can say, we have a predictable lead system. Our leads usually convert at X% or whatever it may be.
Okay.
Now, when it comes down to the headline, I usually like to go through a call to action style headline. So here you have serious agents wanted. Typically for the headline, what I like to do is a straight up call to action is apply today or see if you qualify, things like that. So when it comes down to serious agents wanted, don't get me wrong, it's not bad, it's good. And I like the fact that the sizing of the text is good, because I usually recommend that to be 5 words or less-ish. And it's not even going to show up on Instagram. So it's not super relevant, but it is relevant on Meta.
Okay.
Perfect. So I think that's really good. Now scroll down. Okay.
And the question for you real quick would be like,
Yeah.
what would be a way, and then we might get to this later, but like, well, I kind of kept it a little bit more like friendly, if you will, but I do plan, like based off some of the feedback from some of the leads that have come in, like I'll probably make this a bit more aggressive of like, if you're a complainer, don't apply. If everything's everyone else's fault, don't apply. Like that sort of stuff.
For sure. So typically that stuff is what I would call like vanity questions, because everybody, even if they're a complainer, they're still going to answer like, I don't complain. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So what you could do is, in order to speak to the audience that you want, potentially using case studies that already match that client persona. So I'll give you an example. Okay. So let's say you want to go away from image ads and you want to go into video ads, and rather than you having like a talking head ad where you're talking straight to the camera, you have a specific one of your agents that is like a case study that did really well. It's like, hey guys, just want to let you guys know I'm filming this video for Nick because he completely changed my life. He did X, Y, Z. Before, I was in an organization that had bad, but I knew that I was meant for something better because I am what you want them to be. You know what I mean? And then it comes with a call to action at the end. But overall, you can still test those questions. I'm not saying they're bad. I'm saying people will lie. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, but that's at least good. Now, when it comes down to the description is higher contracts, real mentorship, and growth, I would split test these ads without the description at all. So what Meta's AI is doing recently is sometimes they'll replace your primary text with your description on certain placements. So all the effort you put into doing such a good primary text kind of goes in the trash, because now all they see is higher contracts, real mentorship, and growth. And they're like, I don't even know what the fuck this is. You know what I mean?
Got it.
So I would recommend getting rid of it actually entirely. The call to action being learn more, that's really good. So when it comes down to the creative, let's go to the creative. And then the next thing we'll do is the form. So scroll back up and then click edit. Edit media. We're not actually going to edit it. I just want to open it like larger. All right, click next. Okay, perfect. So don't click anything here. Give it a sec. Okay. So for life agents only, most agents don't have a work ethic problem. They have a platform problem. I think that's good. I think if you tell them what you offer, it performs a lot better. So I'll give you an example with my own personal ads for click to client. So when I was running ads saying most businesses don't know how to run ads, or most businesses don't need to hire an agency, this is how you run ads, people were like, okay, cool, but like you also own an agency, which is true. You know what I mean? Which is like, a lot of people look at the comments and they're like, oh, these people are hating. But I look at them as like, This is great feedback. Like, how can I take this and actually like improve what I'm saying? So now I transitioned to learn paid ads and AI, and then a bullet point checklist of everything that's inside Click the Client, like all the way from Google Ads, Facebook Ads, CRM, Zapier, automations, AI funnels, AI videos, AI images, things like that. And then it says like a big blue button that says claim free access, limited time only. And that dropped my cost per student sign up from about $47 down to about $4.
Wow. That's great.
So just the image, right? So what you're doing is correct. But here, what you could say is for life agents only, and then a headline that is, you can keep this headline the same, honestly. And you can say, most agents are underserved. And then you can say what we do. And it's like CRM, leads, recruiting help, mentorship, dialer system, etc. Whatever like are like tangible things that people are like, okay, cool, I'm missing this, or I need to figure this out myself and my agency does not help. That's what's going to get them to actually click. Now, don't get me wrong, your results are already great. You're doing $10 a lead and you're converting them at $50 per new agent, which is already insanely good numbers. But this can actually like at least keep it consistent, because if the numbers are good now, that's not a guarantee that the same ads are going to perform the same next month and the month following.
Yeah.
So right now you're in not the state, like Meta is like multiple stages. First stage is get it to work. Second stage is keep it working. And it's actually a lot harder. Stage 2 is a lot harder.
Okay.
So now I like the fact that you still have 3 ads running, but now it's about finding out these 7 agents that they come on board, which ads did they come from, and can I make more ads like those, right? So that's pretty much it for this. You can just click cancel or X, either or. Perfect.
Yeah.
All right. Now, let's go through the form. So you can just click duplicate, like that little thing. Yep. Now let's look at the form type. Click on form type on top left. Higher intent, require leads to verify their phone number. Perfect. This is exactly what it should be. Restricted, that is perfect. That's exactly what it should be. Typically, when you do sharing settings open, people are like, oh, but what if someone wants to send this to their friend? I'm like, yeah, their friend that also owns an insurance agency, so they can get a bunch of spam leads to sign up on your form. So this is perfect. This is exactly what you want. Flexible delivery with optimized. That one is not that relevant, but I think optimized is a little bit better. So that's the right format. All right, so let's click next. All right, so let's see the background image, huge image from the ad. I agree with that. The greetings, serious life insurance agents ready for more. I love it. If you're a licensed life insurance agent looking for a stronger team, better support, and bigger comp, what is that?
Yeah, it's supposed to say comp.
All right, that's fine. Yeah, so this is a grammatical error, it's whatever. Learn how our agents are growing their business. Love it. So that's really good. Because here I feel like you're not really like salesy. You're saying like, just come learn what we're doing, whether you want to work with us or not, which I really like. All right, perfect. So now click next. All right. So let's see, multiple choice, multiple choice, multiple choice, multiple choice. Okay. So are you currently licensed to sell life insurance? Okay. Click it. Yes, no, but I'm waiting to get licensed. And page for non-leads. Okay, perfect. Love it. So that's great conditional logic. Click question 2. Yes, somewhat. Okay, no. Okay, good. How serious are you about building additional income right now? Very serious, ready to take action. Perfect. Somewhat serious. Just exploring. Okay, cool. I like the fact that they all move to the next question and they don't get DQ'd. You're just trying to gauge their motivation level. How many hours per week can you realistically commit? All right, cool. Because I think that anyone that even answers less than 5 hours per week, I think that if you show them that they can make more money, they will allocate more time. So I agree with the fact that you're not DQing them. Now, one thing about these questions, I think questions that you're asking are 10 out of 10. These are really good qualification questions, and 2 out of the 4 are actually DQ specific questions, which is really good. The one thing that I think could improve this a little bit, you might pay a slightly higher premium for the leads, maybe $1 or $2 more, but it can potentially improve the results, is adding a short form question. So like instead of how many hours per week can you realistically commit, since they all go to the next thing, what you can ask is the same exact question, but instead of a multiple choice, they will give you a number as a text. You see what I'm saying? So it's a little bit more effort on their end, which is really good. All right, perfect. So let's go down, click next. Oh, no, that's perfect. Keep it there. Email, full name, phone number. Now go back. All right. Scroll down. All right, perfect. Your responses will be received to see if there may be mutual fit. So that's good. Email, phone, full name. So that's great. All right, perfect. Click next. Privacy policy. That's great. Click next. Review screen. That's great. Click next. All right, so let's go through the end page for the leads. All right. You're pre-qualified based on your answers. You may be strong fit for our team. We'll review your submission and reach out soon to schedule a quick call. Love it. Keep an eye on our phone. We'll call you shortly. All right, perfect. What you could do in this situation is two options. I like the fact that you're sending them to a booking link right away. Has anybody actually booked without talking to you?
One.
Okay, perfect. I don't think you have enough data to make a decision on this just yet, but for now, keep it. But I think a good alternative to that would be as well is putting your phone number and having them personally call you or text you. You know what I'm saying? So that's a very good way to actually engage these leads as well. I would split test it. If you already got one booked appointment and they showed up, I would say keep it. All right, now let's see the page for the DQs.
Just send them to my Instagram.
All right, perfect. Yeah, but message me on Instagram if you feel that this was an error. Love it. This is great. All right, perfect. So X out of this. So yeah, the form is like 9.5 out of 10. Like real, it's kind of like a 10 out of 10 too. It's just like you may want to split test some things to see if you get a slightly different quality of lead. So like really, really good work there.
Okay.
All right, perfect. So now let's click X top left corner so that we can look at another ad. And the only thing we're going to audit on that one is probably the image, because I'm guessing that's the only difference. Is that right?
Yeah. So this is the one I just clicked on for the ad is the one we turned off.
Okay, yeah, we can skip that one.
And then
all right. And you see on the right side where destination is highlighted? Can you just click on add? Okay. Okay, so I see for this one, you're actually also using a different form, which is the Texas specific one. Are they the same questions? Is everything on the form the same?
They're slightly different. I'll pull this one up. They are slightly different. I think when my ads got like kicked back for the special categories, I changed the form a little bit since the targeting was more general. And I couldn't be as specific in the targeting, so I changed the questions just a little bit.
All right, perfect. Are you willing to get licensed? Okay, I see. So this one is not particularly targeting only people that are licensed, correct?
No, this one is as well. So it's just confirming that they are. Are you, because I've had people reach out that they're like, well, I'm studying for the test right now. Right?
I see what you did there. So if they are, or they're working on it, it moves them to question 3. But if they're not, it at least asks them if they're willing to get licensed before DQing them.
Correct.
Okay, cool. Got it. What level of additional income you're looking to earn in the next 12 months? Good. What best describes your current situation? That's really good. Perfect. And then, okay, question 5. If there are how many hours per week can you realistically dedicate? Okay, cool. All right, sounds good. I think that one is good as well. I think the questions are very valid. I think the routing is good as well. I think you're giving them a chance to like not DQ themselves if they say that they're not licensed. I think that's smart. Maybe worth testing on the other form as well.
Okay.
So let's click OK here. Scroll up. Let's go through the actual ads themselves. Perfect. So same primary text-ish, different emojis, different hook. Love it. Licensed life insurance agents in Texas, 10 out of 10 hook. A lot of people overcomplicate the hook and they overthink it, but this is perfect because you're calling out the audience. That's really good. I like the image. I like the fact that it's like your whole team there. I see like what you mean by you took the template of one of my other ads in the course and kind of made something similar. So that's good. I like the fact that you're flexing your team. You see how this is like kind of covers that proof part of the ad. So that's like really good because it shows a bunch of people. It looks like there's someone holding like a big check in the ad, which is really good. So that's really, really good. Love it. The only thing I would say on the creative side is potentially try to do a slightly different version of that formatting. So what you could do is you could do the image of your team from one side to another. And then on top of that and on the bottom, just make it a white line and then type in life insurance agents winning. And then you can say, you can reiterate the fact that this is Texas as well. So you can say our agents winning on the bottom. And then on top, it says Texas licensed agents. So but I love this. I think that the creative could definitely be improved, and you can definitely take a deeper angle into the actual team because it seems like there's a bunch of people here that are crushing it. So you got to abuse that, honestly. You know what I mean?
Well, I wasn't sure, like, since it was my first time, and I know, like, if I could be totally wrong and thinking about it wrong, but like when it like the proof part of like, because I know when the marketing team that I hired last year, when they were running like testimonial ads, they kept getting like shut down. And so maybe you know like what the difference is, but like that's the only reason I didn't put any like testimonial stuff in there is because I'm worried about them getting closed. But if there's just a different way of wording it, or maybe they just didn't know what the heck they were doing, then yeah, I'd love to put it in.
They were probably breaking a policy at a different stage of the ad setup because testimonials are not against Meta's policies. It's actually super compliant with Meta's policies because Meta likes you to tell people what other people are experiencing, not what you'll do for them. You know what I'm saying? So instead of like, you'll make $50,000 a month working with us, Meta would much prefer someone saying, Nick is making $50,000 a month with us. You see what I'm saying?
Okay. Not to them that they could, showing somebody that did do it.
Yes, exactly. So I think this is perfect. This is 10 out of 10. All right, let's see the last ad.
Yeah, because I mean, I got a bunch of those. Like, I literally joke that we're like the life insurance rehab center. Like, before you quit the industry, give this like,
that could be a good angle.
Like, we've had so many people that were like, we're gonna quit the industry, and then they come over and they double their income in like 6 months.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah.
All right, perfect. Let's click on ad 3.
All right. And I think ad 3 is the one getting the most leads right now.
Perfect. We saved the best for last. There you go. That's what I'm talking about, bro. Straight to the fucking point. That's why this one is the best. It makes total sense. Perfect. One thing that I forgot to mention about the primary text is you could also take the word Texas and put it right before license. So instead of licensed life insurance agents in Texas, you can say Texas licensed life insurance agents.
Okay.
Because some people here might misunderstand that you're looking for people that only have a license in Texas, not physically located in Texas.
Got it. Well, I'm running these physically located in Texas.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
So, so just like to reiterate that again, you know?
Yeah.
But you're using the same form, so the form is good. All right, perfect. Let's click on the ad set level now, since this is like 10 out of 10 ad. It's perfect. It's simple. It calls out what you're looking for. A lot of people try to overcomplicate it, but I love these types of ads, so it's really, really good. You could also use Nano Banana Pro. So it's Gemini's image creating software. You can feed it this image and say, create for me variations based off of this winner. And it'll come up with different ways to structure the image, but the same exact concept for it to stay the same. So that's really good. All right, perfect. Scroll down. Let's see. All right, that's good. 11:59 p.m. was the start date, so it gets a full days of learning, so that's perfect. United States, Texas, that's really good. You cannot choose the age because it's a special ad category. You don't have any detailed targeting. You're letting Meta find your audience for you. This is perfect. This is exactly what I preach for the Andromeda update. So like, realistically, over time, the only thing I would add to this is once you've generated over 2,000 leads, create a lookalike audience and put it in there, and that's it. But that's really good. And then for the campaign level, we don't even need to audit that because I already know what's in there. So everything is correct, because on the campaign level, you probably didn't select CBO and you selected the special ad category, and that's it. All right, perfect. So now when it comes down to the ads, I know the feedback that I gave is two things. Like number one, reassuring you on some of the things that maybe like you weren't 100% sure on. And number two, some food for thought on new things. Now, when it comes down to the automations on the back end, you already have the resources to do this in like the click to client. What I would do here is I know that you're sending them to GHL to text you right now, which is really good. I would actually keep that one active to inform you of the flow of leads, because over time, as you get busy, as there's more appointments, things like that, you're likely not going to open the ads manager as much. So what I would recommend for you is keep the notification on, so you at least have a feeling of how many leads are being generated on a day-to-day basis. Because like, let's say you don't get a text in 24 hours, you're like, oh, something's wrong with the ads. You go in and you fix it. You know what I mean? And when it comes down to the automations in the CRM, on high level, you can create the workflows to create the SMSs.
Yep.
So you don't really need to particularly use an AI, but you can build an AI that checks your availability and sends them messages. So there's like 2 tiers of AI, like kind of like beginner friendly and like more advanced. On a beginner friendly one, you could use the AI that Go High Level gives you access to. It's not bad, but it's not like insanely great either.
Okay.
So if you want to take things to a whole different level, you could use an app called N8N, and you could use Anthropic's API to create like Claude inside your Go High Level. And it's super doable. I actually built, I think, 6 of them so far, and you can just tell Claude to do it for you. So like you go on Claude.ai and you say, hey, I want to build an N8N workflow that is inside my Go High Level account that activates once someone responds to my messages, and I want you to book them in on my calendar using my true availability. It's basically going to ask you on Go High Level to create a custom value for the ID of your form. And the flow is as follows. When someone responds and they have the tag potential recruit, send a webhook to N8N. N8N triggers. It's going to do a get request from Go High Level to get all your availability on your calendar. It's then going to read the message and store it in a database like Upstash. Upstash is like, you pay like 10 cents for every 100,000 messages. So it's like pretty much free. And then after that, Claude will read all previous messages so that it has legitimate context of what this person has, if they're licensed in Texas, if they're not, if they're physically in Texas, whatever. And then we'll craft a reply, send it back to them in GHL, and take it from there. Then once someone is ready to be booked, it's going to actually book them in on your calendar, so you actually don't have to do anything. So maybe I should make a YouTube video about that. Now that I'm thinking about it. So
Let's do it now.
actually like save you a ton of time, and the responses are savage, dude. Like it's insane.
Okay. Yeah. No, I'll have to do it, because obviously like right now it's just like testing it out, and I'm only running like 20 a day because I was just playing with it. But we'll start to like run this at the scale that I want to. There's no way I can reply to all these people.
Agreed. And as you scale your ad spend, the messages are going to be way harder to get to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, and that would be my final recommendation is if it's doing well, always scale your ad spend by about 15 to 20% every 2 days. Don't go and double your ad spend unless you're doing it horizontally, which means like duplicating your ad set. Like if you want to go from 20 to 40, don't touch your ad set, just duplicate it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you can start scaling that way. But overall, like I think the structure is really good. I hope the feedback that I gave you is going to be beneficial at some level. Once applied, I think it should definitely do 2 things. Probably decrease your cost per lead by maybe like 20 to 30%, and at least extend the timeline of how long you're going to have your ads successfully performing, because that's the biggest key.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Awesome.
Do you have any questions for me, bro?
No, I think I just need to get a little bit more data, like and also on the backside, like making sure that really tracking like what is the outcome of every lead that comes in. And so I built out like the flow that you recommended in the course. I didn't turn on all the automations yet, just because I wanted to like make sure everything was working properly. But I do have them all being fed into there, and then just once we have like bigger numbers, then I'll kind of be able to know like what's working and not working. It's still a small amount of numbers at the end of the day.
100%. Question for you. On your high level, did you create the custom fields for the UTM campaign, UTM content, and UTM medium?
I didn't just yet. I created the blank custom fields. I just didn't come into the ad account and do it since we weren't running them to a landing page. I didn't have a way to grab them on this site.
You can actually do it automatically. So right now, are you passing your leads off to Go High Level using Zapier or using Go High Level's native system?
Go High Level's native.
Okay, so in
I
that
have
case,
Zapier though if I need to do it that way.
yeah, so if you can do it through Zapier, Zapier will actually pass the ad name, the ad set name, and the campaign they came from. Now, obviously, they're coming from the same ad set and the same campaign, but the ad is probably super valuable information that you can just pre-populate in a field inside your Go High Level so that you can start looking at trends like, oh, 60% of the people that we're bringing on are coming from this one ad, but it has the highest cost per lead. What do you do next? Do you shut it off because it's the highest cost per lead, or do we scale it because it's getting us recruits? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It gives you like legit visibility. But yeah, I agree with you. I think setting up the proper tracking next is probably the top priority.
Okay. Yeah. I'll switch it out to Zapier then instead of just the connection.
100%.
Sweet.
All right. Awesome. Well, I appreciate your time, man. And yeah, let me know how the results go. Let me know in the Click to Client Discord.
Yeah, we'll do it. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Everything I just showed Nick comes straight from Click to Client, which is my free course. And what we went through today is just a fraction of what's going on the meta side. Inside Click to Client, I want to walk you through Google Ads, Go High Level for your CRM automations, Zapier to connect everything together, and how to use AI across all of it. So if you want to get free access to the whole system, I'll leave a link in the description. Now, I told Nick to start scaling his spend 15 to 20% every couple of days. But there's a specific way to structure your campaign, even at $50 a day, that gives you an unfair advantage over agencies blowing $10,000 a month with bloated ad accounts. And I break down the exact setup in this video right here.